what's going on, everybody? So, decided to break the bike out today because I got a new GoPro a while back. For those of you that watched my first video when I attempted this vlog thing, my first GoPro was a GoPro Hero10, and I'm not sure if it was the GoPro or the mic setup I was running at the time, or a combination of the two, but I went out on that ride and thinking I got all this good footage and audio, and I got home only to find out that the camera audio cut out probably a quarter of the way through the ride. So come Christmas time, or after Christmas I should say, GoPro had their sale on the GoPro Hero10, and I actually got the GoPro Hero10. It's the bundle. You get the little tripod and an extra battery and some extra mounts with it. It was a good deal. So the little bit of Christmas money that I had gotten from relatives, I went ahead and grabbed one. So here we are. So for those of you that are new here, or your first time watching, my name is Mike. I am riding my 2022 Harley Davidson Lowrider S, and I live here in the Northeast Connecticut. Also decided to take the bike out today because it's about 50 degrees or so, and I'm not sure when the next time or next opportunity I'll have to get it out again will be, because they're calling for the S word on Monday and Tuesday, I think. They're saying we could get between 4 to 8 inches of snow and or wintry mix. So we'll see how it pans out, because they called for 3 to 6 on Saturday and we got just barely a dusting. It was mostly rain, to tell you the truth. So this will probably be one of the last times that I ride this bike with the stock risers. I got Bung King 8-inch straight risers, and the guy that's going to install them for me, he's down in Daytona for Bike Week right now, so I'm going to give him a call Monday or Tuesday and let him know that I got all the stuff I need to put the risers on, and hopefully he'll be able to get me in pretty soon. I think the 8-inch risers will be perfect because you know, I'm 5'8" with a 30-inch inseam, so right now, I mean, you guys can't really see so good from this perspective, but the bars where they aren't terrible. I'm just slightly leaned forward, and I just have to just barely stretch to grab the bars where they are now, which isn't terrible, but it's enough to be uncomfortable on a longer distance ride, which come June I'm going to be going to Americade. So depending on which way we go, if we take all the highways or back roads, that's between a 3 and 4 hour ride, going up with a group of people. Some of them like the highway, some of them don't. So it's, me personally, I prefer to ride the highway. It's just, I want to get there. I don't want to spend half the day just getting there, because I'm not going up for the entire thing. I'm riding up Thursday and coming home Saturday morning. So, but yeah, I'd really like to have the risers installed by June for that trip. So, see what happens. be honest, I wasn't really, wasn't originally planning to go to Americade, but one of the guys that I ride with, I guess every year, him and a bunch of his buddies ride up to Americade, and he asked me if I'd be interested in going, and you know, I couldn't commit to the entire trip. I mean, they're leaving, I think, Wednesday or Thursday morning, and they're coming home Sunday, which, you know, for me, having a baby, that just, well, she's not a baby anymore, she's a toddler, but regardless, I couldn't justify being away that long, leaving her home with the wife all by herself, so just going up for a couple days and coming back, that's all. But I guess Laconia is the week after, but there's just no way that I could do one trip and then come back and go do another trip, so maybe next year I'll skip Americade and I'll do Laconia. I went up there one time, I guess it was right after Bike Week, and it was cool. I'd never been there before. I have heard some people say that they've been to Americade and Laconia, and they seem to think that Americade is better, but we'll see. Be curious to see how the audio comes out on this video, because like I said, I don't know what happened on last video. The audio was just horrible, so it may have had something to do with the camera itself. It's an older camera, I've had it for a while. I really never used it that much, you know. Not until I got the bike, at least. I think I mentioned it in some of my last videos. When I had my Triumph, I had it mounted right to the handlebar, and it was fine. It was no problem. But this bike here, man, it just, I could never get that violent shake out of the footage. And it was, you know, it's a Harley, you know, they vibrate. I mean, this one here is fairly smooth, but I guess any little vibration is going to transfer through the bars, especially in a digital camera anyway, more so than we could feel it. So that's why I switched to the helmet mount in the vlog thing. So trying to decide which way I want to go here. If I keep going this way, I could pick up the expressway and go down and turn around, or I could jump over onto one of these side roads here. Flip around that way, I'll see. It's actually nice out today. It's, like I said, the thermometer at the house said it was about 50 degrees, but even still, there's a wind chill chart for riding motorcycles. It says, you know, 50 degrees, you know, normally, versus riding a motorcycle, it feels like 40, but, or so on and so forth. The faster you go, the lower the wind chill temp is. But like I said, I gotta say, it's not bad. It's comfortable, actually. But I've also ridden in 30-degree weather over the fall, you know. You know how it is in the fall. Well, I assume you do, depending on where you live. The high temp of the day might be 60, but it may not reach that temperature until, you know, 1, 2 o'clock if you get on the road at 9:30, 10 o'clock, it may only be 30 degrees out. So I've done a few of those. Everybody's out today. Yeah, sitting in the house this morning and kept hearing the bikes ride by. I'm like, shit. I think I need to take my bike out. So in case you're wondering, I don't know how well you could hear it, but in case you're wondering what kind of exhaust I'm running on this bike, believe it or not, they're Reinhardt slip-ons, if you can believe it. I do plan on eventually putting a 2-into-1 on this bike, only because what I notice with the slip-ons is, I don't know, it's less restriction, so maybe not as much back pressure. So it seems like in the summertime the bike seems to run a little bit hotter than I'd like it to. And you know, in terms of performance, they say the 2-into-1, you know, gives you the best performance over 2-into-2. So not that I'm looking to go fast or, you know, anything like that, but well, I mean, we all want to go fast, right? That's why we modify our bikes. But more for me, it's a just completely lost my train of thought here. For me, it's more just that I want the bike to perform better and run better and cooler, and I would like a little bit more torque down low. Not so much down low, but I don't know what it is. This bike did it or does it, and my Triumph was the same way. Like when you're right around the 40-mile-an-hour mark, it can't decide what gear it wants to be in. You know, if you're on a flat, level road and you're just cruising along doing 40, it wants to be in 4th gear. It'll handle 4th gear, no problem. But as soon as you get behind someone that's going just a little bit slower, or you get on an incline, it's, you know, it starts coughing like it wants a lower gear. So you're banging down into 3rd, and then, you know, if it flattens out or the person speeds up, and, you know, now you're getting higher up in the RPMs, it feels like it wants a higher gear. So I'm hoping maybe if I put a little bit better exhaust on it, maybe it'll alleviate some of that. I mean, I know it's, when you do exhaust, you're not going to get like ridiculous gains in horsepower or torque, but I don't know, maybe just that little bit will be enough, because I haven't really decided if I want to do a cam on this bike or not. It's you know, I've seen the performance numbers that you can get out of these things when you do a cam, depending on which one you do, but it's kind of one of those things where you really have to be careful when you build one of these things, because depending on what kind of cam you put in it, I mean, you could basically make a bike that's unrideable, so to speak. I mean, if you put a cam in your bike that makes no power in your lower RPM range, and, you know, all its power is like, you know, 4 grand or higher, you know, you're basically And let's face it, this Lowrider S, I think, what to say it, I want to say the weight on this thing is around 600 or 700 pounds before you put a rider on it. So it's not a bagger. It doesn't weigh 900 pounds, but it's not light, you know. And so reality, it doesn't want horsepower. It wants torque. Now, on the flip side of that, if you put a cam that makes a boatload of torque down low, like I'm talking 1,000 RPM, 1,500 or lower, you know, now I've heard where you could run into an issue where it's like really twitchy. So now low speed maneuvering becomes a problem. So it's a really fine balance between getting your power where you want it and like being realistic. Like, where do you typically ride? Like, what range do you typically ride in? You know, like me, I spend a lot of time between 2,500 and $4,000, like $4,000 being on the highway. So if I was going to go that route, like, I'd want, like, I hate to say, like a nice flat torque curve, like something that makes, you know, that comes on about 2,200, maybe 2,200 RPM, and carries torque all throughout the RPM range. Because when I'm on the highway, let's say I am at $4,000 and I want to pass somebody, well, I don't want my torque number to drop off after 45 or 5,000 RPM. I want to be able to, you know that if I have to get around someone in a hurry and I'm at like $4,000, I want to know that I have enough power to do it. So, I mean, the way it stands right now, besides what I was saying earlier about, you know, not being able to decide at 40 miles an hour if it wants to be in third or fourth, other than that, I'm really happy with the power the bike makes as it is. Ever since I started riding motorcycles again, one thing I've noticed is how much your mood can change. Like, just getting on a motorcycle, going for a ride, because it takes your focus off of all the other factors in your life that cause you to be stressed out or whatever. Like, man, I don't know what it was. This morning, I felt like I couldn't get out of my own way. Like, it, you know, just one of those days that everything that could go wrong did. You know, nothing major, just stupid shit, you know, but it was enough to put me in a mental headspace of, like, you know, just sitting around the house and just brooding, just freaking miserable, and couldn't decide what I wanted to do. Thought about going to the store, and then I'm like, nah, I don't want to go, because I needed to get stuff for the baby for the house. Now that she's crawling and getting ready to walk, and we've been baby-proofing the house because, man, she just turned a year old a week ago, and she just got so much energy. And if you turn your back on her for like 2 seconds, 1 minute, she'll be sitting right in front of you, and then, like, it feels like in 2 seconds you turn your head and you look, and like, where the hell did she go? And she's climbing up the freaking stairs. So went out this morning and tried to find you know, a baby gate for the steps, and of course, you know, you go to the website, the store say, oh yeah, they're in stock. Go to the store, not a gate to be had. It's like, really? So that kind of set off my crappy morning, and it was just, you know, another thing. I went to go do one thing, and then that didn't work out. It broke or whatever happened, and it's just like, you know, I need to just stop and, you know, sit down and have a cup of coffee or do something, because if not, it just... So I did that for a while, and looking out the window, hearing the bikes ride by on the road, I'm like, you know what? Looking at the temperature, it's 49, 50 degrees. I'm like, you know, fuck me, I'm going for a ride. And I don't know, just this little bit that I've been out, this nice little loop, and just all the shit that was getting me all freaking, like, bent all in shape inside, it doesn't even matter anymore. I guess, you know, I guess when you're on the bike, you're focusing on so many other things. You're focusing on the road, riding the bike, other drivers, that, you don't have time to think about all that other stuff. And, you know, who doesn't want to be on a motorcycle? I mean, it's hard for me to explain to someone that doesn't ride. You know, I mean, other motorcyclists, like, they get it, you know, but to someone that doesn't ride, I guess it's kind of hard to explain, like, how motorcycles just, I guess it's kind of like that saying I heard one time, right? How's it go? 4 wheels move the body, but 2 wheels move the soul. Something like that, but it's true. You know, I mean, you ride enough, it's like your bike almost becomes an extension of your body. You know, it like I said, I'm rambling on here, but the point that I'm trying to make is that no matter how bad of a day you're having, just getting on your bike could be the difference between having a really shitty day and, you know, everything being all right again, I guess. But, and I'm in no way complaining about my life, because I know there's a lot of people that have it way worse than me. Like, I have nothing to complain about. My wife and I both have really good jobs. We're both healthy. My daughter's really healthy, and that's more than a lot of other people can say about their lives. So I'm not on here trying to say my life sucks at all, because it doesn't. I think I have a really good life, actually, but it's just the stupid little day-to-day bullshit that, you know, you can really wrap yourself up harping on it. Like, if you can get in your own head, and your mind goes to a bad place, and sometimes, like, it's hard in the winter time. I think maybe I might be experiencing a little bit of seasonal depression. I've gone through it before, and I don't know, maybe more so now because I have the bike, because I, you know, watch videos on YouTube of, you know, other people working on their bikes and riding their bikes, and it's like, fuck. I would love to be riding my bike right now, but it's 20 degrees outside and snowing, so I can't. Like I said, these days, when you get a break from the cold, when it's like 50 degrees and, you know, nice and not blowing wind or salt and sand all over the freaking road, you know, I take advantage of them, like, big time. As long as we've had a couple good solid rainstorms to wash the salt and sand off the road, hell yeah, I'm getting out. I'm not doing that to myself, because I don't know how people that you know, put their bikes in storage for the year, I don't know how they do it. I would go freaking crazy. It's nice that I have it right out in the garage. I mean, I keep it on the trickle charge, or the you guys know what I'm trying to say, battery tender, so I can really take it out whenever I feel like it. It's not like it's in a dealer in storage or anything like that. So yeah, hopefully, like I said, I know they're saying that we might be getting some snow on Thursday or Tuesday, but spring can't come fast enough, man. so excited. I got so many rides planned, you know, places I want to go. Obviously, like I said before, Americade, so that'll be coming up in June, but I think I am going to take a ride out to the Hawk's Nest Lookout in Sparrow Bush, New York. I've been eyeballing that, wanting to do that ride for a couple of years now, and it's just like everything else. You make excuses as to why you can't do it, but now I've got this baby. There's no excuse why I can't go out there. It's, you know, got a nice comfy saddleman seat. You know, I mean, the riding position on this bike, like I said, guys, I'm 5'8" with a 30-inch inseam, and these are, you know, you can't really see that good now, but these are mid controls, and maybe just slightly forward of mids, but I feel like my feet are, you know, more in front of me than underneath me, which is a good thing. I guess if you were taller, maybe they would be behind you or just underneath you, so maybe you'd have to get forward controls then, but overall, this is a real comfortable bike. I can't wait. I can't wait to put some serious miles on it this year. Like, I'm so pumped, man. Like I said, Sparrow Bush, that's one of the rides I want to do, but one thing about that is, from everything I hear, the Hawk's Nest Lookout is just the beginning of that ride. Like, that's where the ride starts. Like, if you want to get the full experience, I think, what is it, US 96, 97, I think is the road that runs along the Delaware River. If you want to get the full experience, you really got to ride from the Sparrow or the Hawk's Nest Lookout all the way into Hancock. So I think that's what I'm going to do, is I'll either go into Sparrow Bush first and hit the Hawk's Nest Lookout, then continue towards Hancock and go that way. The other way I've thought of doing it is taking 84 to Route 17 all the way into Hancock that way, and coming in from Hancock and riding 97 back towards Sparrow Bush. But we'll see. Yeah, definitely looking forward to putting some serious miles on this bike this year. So I think the first day of spring is like March 21st this year. So today is March 12th, so March 12th, 9 days, right? 9 days till spring. But I don't know, those of you that live here in the Northeast, you know how it is, man. First day of spring, we've gotten snow in April. I hope that doesn't happen, but you never know. Stranger things have happened. But I appreciate you guys taking the ride with me. I think I'm going to shut the camera off or stop yakking for a while anyway and enjoy the rest of my ride. And again, like I said, for those of you that are subscribers and have tuned in before and tuning in again, I appreciate it. For those of you that are new here, I appreciate you tuning in. If you like this video, hit like. And if you watch some of my other videos and you like those too, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. I'm not sure. This is kind of something that I just dabbling in, this whole YouTube thing. I'm new at it, so if I ramble on for a while or I, you know, jump around, I apologize. Like I said, I'm brand new at this. Sure, it's just like anything else. You do it enough, you get better over time. But yeah, so like I said, I appreciate you guys tuning in, and until next time, you guys be safe, and I will see you on the next video.